Hey guys, this is Jennifer with thoushallnotwhine.com and Large Family Frugal Living, and I am live for the first time here on Facebook. Now, let me clarify, I've been live in my groups before. I do have a Large Family Frugal Living group that I've been live in that several times, and I have a local homeschool moms group and I've been live in that too, but I've never been live as my blog page, Thou Shall Not Whine. So here I am. And let me tell you a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Jennifer Donascimento, and I told you about my blog, and I told you about my groups, and so I am a homeschool mom of 6. My children are 2, 4, 6, 7, almost 16, and 19. So my 19-year-old is actually finishing not finishing, he just started his sophomore year of college. And my 2-year-old is obviously the toddler underfoot, and my 4-year-old is active in, she's kind of doing a little bit of kindergarten preschool this year, and then the 6 and 7-year-olds are doing, what are they doing, 2nd grade, and then my sophomore is obviously a sophomore, my 16-year-old is a sophomore. So why am I going live? Well, I'm live because I have had so many questions to myself, and I've seen elsewhere in different forums and groups and things, lots of questions about large family homeschooling and kind of the mechanics of that and how it works and like what to do, what not to do, and all that stuff. And so I thought I would come on and just offer what I have to offer. I don't even know what, I'm not gonna call it expertise because it's definitely not that. But I have 3 questions here that I'm gonna answer. And these 3, I mean, they pretty much encompass everything else that I've seen. So we're gonna talk about homeschooling. And it doesn't have to, if you have a question about homeschooling, it does not have to be specifically large family. It can just be regular homeschooling. Not that, you know what I mean. So the first question that I see a lot is, how long should school take? How long should school take each day? Well, okay, I think that a lot of people's fear is that public school, it tends to last, what, like 8 or 9 hours? And they're like, man, if I homeschool, are we gonna be doing it that long? No, I promise, no. However, I will say that we started our 8th year Monday of this week. So yesterday, we started our 8th year homeschooling, and it took all day. It took all day long. And so it can take a while sometimes, especially in the beginning when you're adjusting to new routines and that kind of stuff. But normally, no, it does not take that long. But there's going to be many variables in how long it does take. How many children do you have? What are the ages of your children? Are they mostly littles? Are they mostly bigs? Do you only have one child? You know, these are big factors when it comes to homeschooling and how long it's going to take. And so each family is going to be different. It's going to depend on the ages. And then some things that you can do if you are a larger family with a big age gap. I have a huge age gap. Like I said, they're 2, 4, 6, 7, and then my next one is almost 16. So, I mean, that's a huge age gap, right? So what I can do is sometimes I will have the 16-year-old Julia work with one of the younger kids if a different one needs my attention more. You know what I mean? So you can kind of pair your kids together to help each other. And that's something that you may have to kind of disciple and work into that because they're not just going to automatically, well, I mean, I guess maybe some kids do. If they just have that teaching spirit and they want to help and they want to step in, some kids, I suppose, would naturally be able to do that, but most kids won't. So that is something that you will have to guide at first, but trust me, it's worth it in the end. And so, again, how long does it take? Well, it depends. What's important to you? What do you require in your homeschool? Because that's kind of the bottom line. Your homeschool is exactly that. It's your homeschool. It's up to you and your husband and your children as they get older, the requirements. What do you, I mean, just because the local high school requires, you know, health and algebra 3-4 or algebra 2, whatever they're calling it now, or because they required, you know, whatever, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because your homeschool revolves around your requirements, right? So if you want your children to grow up to be responsible, God-honoring adults, well, then do things in your everyday life that are going to produce that. Don't worry about them taking a shop class if they have no interest in shop. You know what I mean? So just remember what's important to you and your family and your values. Those are the things that you're going to want to make sure that you incorporate. Like for us this year, I really wanted to be more hands-on learning, more science experiments, more like for geography on Thursday, I've got plans to make, we're making globes, you know, just because it's fun and it helps. My kids are running wild. And because the hands-on helps the learning process so much. And so I want to do that more. I want to be more fun because so often those fun things, the art, the science experiments, sometimes even the map work, the fun things, they get shoved. Oh, well, we'll do it at the end of the day. Oh, okay, so maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it. My vacuum is stuck somewhere. That's what that beeping is. I don't know. I think it's over here stuck behind me. Hang on. My vacuum's stuck. There we go. So really, however long it takes, how long it's going to take you each day, it's just going to totally depend on your family and your values and your dynamics. Some days it's going to take longer than others, and that's totally fine. Some days we do our morning time, which is like our Bible and our hymn study if we're doing it at the time, and you know, whatever else we might be doing. Sometimes it's map work, just little things that we can do together. And so we'll do that, and then we'll do our math, and then that's it. That's all, you know, that we get done that day because, hey, life happens, and that's fine. That's totally fine because homeschooling is not just the math and the reading and the hymn study. You know, homeschooling is a lifestyle. Homeschooling is something that you do day in, day out. You don't start at 9 o'clock in the morning and you don't end at 3:30 in the afternoon, unless you're doing school at home. If you're doing that, that's a whole other thing. But homeschooling itself is a lifestyle. So as they're doing their chores, they're learning life skills. As they're shadowing you in the kitchen and helping you make cookies, they are learning. They're doing math. They're doing calculations in their head. You know, they're learning with their hands. They're doing all of these things. That is homeschooling. If you have a farm or animals or a garden and they help you do that, that's homeschooling, okay? Your homeschool stuff does not have to just be a rigid, we do this, and this, okay, and we can only count this as homeschooling, because that is false, my friend. Homeschooling is a lifestyle. And then, let's see, question, that one went a whole lot longer than I thought it was going to. Question number 2 is, this kind of encompasses a lot of things, like I said. I've just got 3 quick questions here. So the second one was, how can I make sure that everyone gets attention? One mom mentioned that she feels like her little ones, that they maybe don't get as much attention as she would like for them to. And with that, I always say, start with the youngest ones. If you can fill their little love tanks first thing in the morning, then they are going to be far less inclined to be tugging on you. Mom, do this for me. Mom, help me do this. Because you've already spent time with them. And now I'm not saying that it's a checklist. Okay, check, you're done. I've read you a book. You're good. I'll see you tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you can spend some one-on-one time with your little ones each morning, whether it's 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it can be, just you and that one, or just you and those few little ones who don't really have the school stuff like the math worksheets and whatever else it is that you're doing, if you can fill their little love tanks first, like I said, they are going to be far less inclined to be tugging on you later on. So if you can get that done, and trust me, it doesn't take that much time. It really doesn't, especially when you plan ahead. The absolute #1 key to living a non-stressed, everybody gets attention, you get most of your stuff done lifestyle is planning ahead. You gotta have a plan, and then you've got to share that plan, and then you have to work that plan, okay? You can do this, I promise. It takes time, but you can do it. And then, so see, the third question was, how do I get everything done? And okay, you can't. You cannot get everything done. You just can't. I know that the Bible says that we can do all things through Christ, but I promise you, sister, He doesn't want you doing everything, okay? You're not meant to do everything. You're called to be a wife, you're called to be a mama, and if you're homeschooling, you're called to be a teacher. Those are your 3 priorities. And so, like I just said, it boils down to a plan. How do you get all of those things done? Well, all the things really are your priorities. If you can set your few priorities and you can really write those out, really spell those out, really identify them, and then find a system that works for you to make sure that you can check things off each day or make yourself a to-do list each day, that is how you get those important things done, okay? Don't try to do the everything, because you don't need to be doing the everything. You need to be doing the important things, okay? And I'm not talking about just work type stuff. Taking care of yourself is part of that too, so don't forget that, because you cannot take care of your family on an empty tank, okay? You know that. And so those are the 3 biggest questions that I receive about homeschooling. If you have more, please feel free to email them to me, jen@thoushallnotwhine.com, or you can put them in the comments down below, or you can, any way that you need to get a hold of me, that's fine. And I wanted to, real quick, I know I'm sitting here telling you all of these things, acting like I have all the answers. I promise I do not have all the answers. What I do have is a system. I have a system, and it works for us. And this is, I'm going to show you I shared this earlier today in a post, actually, on my blog, on thoushallnotwhine.com, and I got some questions about it. And I just want to walk you through it real quick. Don't worry, I'm not selling you anything. I found a system that works for us, and it's something that I've been doing on paper for a long time, but I finally put it up and I made it big and it's visible for everybody. So this, I'm going to show you real quick, is my information board. So you can see it right there. It's just it is a whiteboard. It is a magnetic whiteboard. Here, let me move my notes out of the way. Oh, the kids are getting restless. I said, y'all need to be quiet. Go in the other room so I can have it all together. So here, let me bring you up. So this board, it has the week for our homeschooling. Like I said, we just started yesterday, and then the date. And then this empty space up here, I'll just use for notes, like, oh man, I don't want to forget, we have started taking walks on Thursday with my friend Troyana, so I'll put that up there. And then let me take you back over here. So this is our daily rhythm. It looks like that is backwards for you, and I'm sorry. There are photos of it on the blog if you want to see more specifically, and not backwards. So it starts with, this is our daily rhythm, Monday through Thursday. Because we only do school Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, sometimes we'll do school, but it's mostly just a catch-up day and a freezer cooking day and an errand running day and a catch-up on housework kind of day. It's all the extras that don't get done during the week. Those happen on Friday. And so you see, I do have times up here. I, by nature, am not a big time person. I do not like time constraints. I don't like time... I don't want to say time blocks, but these aren't really time blocks. These are just kind of around this time I would like for this to happen. And actually, if you look real close, do you see that? That's my magic little word right there. Ish. Around 8-ish, we're going to do this. Around noon-ish, we should be there. It's just kind of a guide. Okay, by this time in our day, I would like to have seen these things happen. That's why I have the times there. They are not hard and fast. We mess up those times every single day, and I do not beat myself up about it. I do not beat my kids up about it. I don't beat my kids up at all. And so I'm going to show you. So around 8 to 8:30, we will have Bible and breakfast. And do you know what that is? Let me show you. This, because I have breakfast every morning with my children, I will read, this is called Little Visits with God, and these are just simple little 1 to 2 page stories about children and things that they go through, and it's not like, I'm not explaining this right. Look it up, and I'm sure you'll get a better description for it. It's a wonderful little book, and it helps them learn life lessons, and it's just a great conversational starter that we read each morning. And so that is our breakfast and Bible that we do, because there are scriptures and all that kind of stuff in it. And then we do get ready for the day, and these little things, these are the new little system that I've been using. These are magnets, and I made them. Yeah, they're just, this printable is on my blog. This is the kids chore chart magnets. It'll be, if you just go to the homepage, it'll be right there, and you'll see them. You can download those. They're totally free. And what I've done is I've kind of put pictorial things next to everything, and this is what's working for us right now. So we get ready for the day, and the kids know that means you make your bed, brush your teeth, and you get dressed, and then we have a read aloud, and then we have lunch and outside, and it just goes on and on. And so what I've done is oh, tell you what, I just thought, a way for you to do this, if you go to my blog, and you do a search for ideal day, it's called How to Plan Your Ideal Day. There is a printable on there, totally free, that you can use to plan out your priorities, your musts, your shoulds, your want tos, all of the things that you want to see happen in your day, and then it kind of walks you through prioritizing those and putting them into a daily schedule. And there's another printable it's got check boxes, and it's really, really good stuff. I myself have used these. I still use the checkbox worksheet frequently. So this is how that works for us. And then down here, oh, we've got some glare. Let's see, there we go. Down here we've got all the kids, then we've got our daily chores, our zones, our weekly chores, and then that's where the kids, the different helpers, my different helpers throughout the week. And let's see, okay, so this comes off. This has our Latin written on it because sometimes I need something quick to write on. Hey guys, here, this is what you're gonna write down. And this is what I grab. And instead of me setting it in the kitchen, on the fridge, or anywhere else, I put it right there on my board because it's sitting right here on our school table, and that makes sense. Is it the prettiest thing in the world? No, but hey, it's totally functional and it works for us, so it's okay. And then the last thing over there is our meal plan. Breakfast, lunch, snack, and supper. That is what we are having today and what we've already had today. And that way, most of my children can already read. Actually, other than the 2 and the 4-year-old, everyone can read. So they can walk up to this information board. I'm gonna come up with a fun name for it because I don't like information board. It's too, I don't know, sterile or something. It feels like something you'd see in an office. And this is so not an office. So, anyway, that is our meal plan for the day, so they can walk over and see what we're having, and I don't have the people walking up to me 1,000 times a day saying, what are we eating? What are we eating? What are we eating? And they don't have to go, hey mom, when are we gonna do this? When are we gonna do that? Because they can say, hey, go look at the board. We have to do this, this, and this, and then we can get to that. Because that is our daily rhythm. That is what we do. We do A, then we do B, and then we do C. It doesn't matter what time we start. It doesn't matter if we start around 8. It doesn't matter if we start around 10. We follow that same flow every day so they know what comes next. And that is what works for us. So that was a lot of information, and I was probably talking kind of fast, but I hope you got something good out of that. I think this has gone much longer than I thought it was going to, than I was planning on. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them for me, or you can email them to me, like I said, jen@thoushallnotwhine.com, or you can check out those printables that I talked about. The one was for the ideal day, for the checklist and getting your day organized. And then I don't remember what the other one was for because I'm scatterbrained and I didn't write it down. So hey, real life, right? But that's that. Thank you for watching. If you are watching the replay, thank you for taking the time to watch the replay. And I will see you guys later.